Hi, this is Tanya from Love Buddha Tarot. Back with some spirit messages that I got last night, and I just thought I wanted to share them with everybody. So I'm just going to wait for some people to come on to make sure that my mic is working. For some reason, when this started, I thought maybe my mic isn't working. So I'm going to wait for people to come on to make sure that it is. So there's people in there now. Could you please let me know that you can hear me and see me okay? Because it's working. Hi, Scarlett. Hi, darling. Thank you for that. I put it on, then I thought, shit, I never checked my mic. So thank you for that. So good morning or good afternoon. Hi, Magic. Hello, Nicole. Hello, Yoga Healing Happiness and Sunana. So how's everybody feeling? It's almost, I feel, hey, Annabella, I'm going to reply to you with something, but I am going to reply to you when I finish this. So yeah, I feel like we've kind of got into a little bit of normality with this now. It's actually become the new normal, which is interesting. And we still have a lot of planetary stuff going around. We've got Venus in shadow at the moment as well in Gemini. So expect a lot of things coming up from the past, old relationships, old lovers, stuff like that. Last night I dreamt of a long-term relationship that I've 12 years ago. And, some very intense dreams about that. So, there's still stuff coming up for all of us, okay? And I don't know if now everybody's kind of realized that that this is happening for us, not to us. This is actually happening for us. So I've been, I miss you now. Don't miss me. You only miss somebody when they've gone, Annabella, and it won't be long before I'm there giving you a massive hug and we're sitting putting the world to rights at the beach. So please don't worry about that. Yeah, so yeah, this is happening for us. And I feel we've all gone through a little bit of a roller coaster with it. We think we're into it, and then all of a sudden something else comes up, but especially with spirit as well, I haven't been tuning in that much. They've been there, and when I'm trying to ask questions or trying to use my cards, they're just kind of like, there's no need. So it's almost like they've been a little bit detached, but they've been there, they've been watching. So it's really given me a break. It's really given me a break from all of this constant stuff. My head has been pretty empty for once, which usually there's all sorts of crazy stuff going on. But it's been really nice to just be and to kind of be neutral, So yeah, I feel very refreshed and rested with that. A lot of ideas are coming through about future projects and things like that. So it's all really good. But yesterday, I was talking to a friend, and I was like, I kind of feel numb. I like it's a numbness. I feel, there's like a nothingness in me. And they said, like, in a bad way, and I was like, no, not in a bad way. It's like, numb. And then spirit chirped in, and then they didn't shut up for a couple of hours. So what they said to me is, it's not a numbness that I was feeling, and not just me, I think other people as well. It's not a numbness, it's a lightness. Because what's happened and what is happening, sorry, I've got a hair in my mouth there. And what is happening is we are shedding old stuff, it's coming our way in our dreams and things. It's almost like not a really heavy, like painful healing, it's almost just gentle. Things are just being given time to move and to kind of shift themselves. So this feeling of maybe numbness, how I described it, it's just because there's space now. It's almost like I was used to feeling tension in certain places, used to feeling something that needed to shift or something that was blocking or whatever. And now it's kind of untangling by itself. So it's not numbness, it's lightness. It's kind of making way, like a clearing. So that was really interesting how they started. So I thought that was brilliant. So they did then come in with some other stuff, but what I'm going to do before I go on to what they were saying, because I did make notes, is, has anybody got any questions? Does anybody want to ask me anything before I actually start with what the spirit messages were? Now, this is not personal readings. I'm not doing personal readings for people, but, you know, anything on the collective, anything about tarot, anything about spirituality, anything about me, whatever, you know, if anybody has any questions, then, you know, I'd like to answer them first and then go in, because I don't know what's going to come out once I tune into them. So, yeah. So if anybody has anything to ask me, it gives me time to have a drink. Everybody's quiet today. Yeah, it just started, Kevin. So, yeah, I mean, I don't even know. Does anybody know what day lockdown it is now? I think it's, we've kind of had 4 weeks here, I think of it. I think it's 4 weeks. I don't know. Days, time, everything is just like kind of, it's, do you feel it's different? You know, days are different. And, you know, they say like never in a month of Sundays. And it's like, we're having a month of Sundays. It's amazing. So, right, nobody has any questions. Right, okay, great. So, what was coming through me yesterday was that this is a time for all of us where we are really becoming who we truly are, like going back to that, because a lot of us don't actually know who we really are. You know, we follow this structure, we follow these rules that are put down to us, you know, from very early ages, and it's right, okay, you need to do this, you need to do that, so we just follow them and we go along. So what is happening is, during this time of isolation, you know, it's kind of cutting the outside world off so we can go into our inner world. Now, you know, a lot of people will have found this very uncomfortable at first, but as the time goes on, we start to become more aware of ourselves, and like almost, I feel like, rather than resisting any thoughts that are coming or anything that comes up that we don't want to address, we would push it at one time down, you know, down somewhere, you know, so we didn't have to see it or hear it or acknowledge it. And now it's almost like, because we have nothing else to do, it's like, all right, this is something for me to do. So we're observing what is coming up rather than resisting it. So in a way, we could even be embracing it. So we are getting to know our true selves so much better than, you know, all of this self-development that we've done, you know, courses, groups, whatever. It's actually, this is our biggest teaching time, you know, by actually listening to ourselves or listening to our higher selves, because this is what is coming in. Now, this feeling of becoming who we truly are, this is what can be causing a lot of uncertainty and nervousness within people, because we're not used to it. It's something different. There's parts of ourselves that are coming out to be seen that we're like, whoa, no, put that away. You know, like I don't want to see that, or I don't want to address that. So, you know, this is a part. Oh, sorry, something's just started on my computer there. I don't know what it is. So yes, so this is what could be making us uncertain and nervous. This is what Spirit was saying to me last night. And it's not the externals or anything like that. It's the internals. You know, we don't know how to be fully authentic in a way. So we believed that throughout our lives, we didn't really have that much choice. I mean, yeah, we can choose where we want to live, or we can choose things like that, but we didn't realize that we had as many options as what are being presented to us now. You know, I mean, a lot of people, and I'm not in any way gloating with this or taking glory in it, but a lot of people have lost their jobs, their way of earning income, you know, all of this, you know, people's worlds are being turned up on their heads. But what that is doing is putting them into kind of survival mode and, right, okay, what can I do now? So they're actually looking for another way rather than sitting in a place where they were unhappy. So this is what they were saying. We didn't believe that we had a choice on how our life was going to turn out, or, that we could basically do what we've always wanted to do. So we didn't realize that we could actually follow our hearts. There's a great Arab proverb that I love, and it says, throw your heart out in front of you and then run ahead to catch it. And this is it, we have in our hearts, it's like, when we were children, whatever you ask children, what do you want to be when you grow up? And they have these amazing things, that they want to be and they want to do. And we all had them. We all had that belief when we were young, yet part of that dies with us, as we get older, that kind of dies. And we settle and we succumb to the life that we go, yeah, well, this is how it is, but it's not. And this is what we're being told. I'm sorry, as I'm talking here, I am literally going, I hope I don't pass out on this because my vision and everything has gone here. As I'm actually talking on here, my head is spinning. I feel like I'm on a roller coaster. So I'm going to carry on and hopefully I can get through this, because this could be the problem that I have in my head, or it could be something else. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm literally, it's like I'm on a ship. Everything, the computer and everything is swaying here, which is quite bizarre. Right, okay. So this was it. We didn't realize that we could follow our hearts. So what we stopped doing was stopped listening to our hearts. We didn't take the time to see what it wanted to say. We started listening to our heads. We started listening to the voices of others as well, and we became all of this, I should, this is what I should do. When somebody tells me I should, I always say I shouldn't. So what is said to us is our hearts, although they may be heavy at this time, and although some painful stuff might be coming up, our hearts are not breaking at this time. Our hearts are actually fixing. They're mending, because these are going to be our internal compass. Our heart is going to lead the way, or, if we allow it to, because this is it. Again, we have choice, So during this lockdown we are being given the chance to see what feels good for us. We're really getting into our feelings. This is why the healing is happening. And what they said to me is that at this moment in time, although we may be under lockdown, we are actually freer than we have ever been. It's almost like this blank canvas is being put in front of us, very much like the Fool, the number 0, or in the Osho Zen Tarot, the nothingness. It's this black space, which some see as a void. Some see it as a canvas. It's pure potential, So this is it. We are being given this choice of like resetting, rebooting, recharging, and then reassessing how we want our life to be. If you remember, a couple of months ago, I was talking about some planetary shift. I don't know which one it was. And it was talking about how it's almost we were going through a death. It was before this happened. We were going through a death, and we were being given a second chance at life. And this is exactly what is happening for us. So it's like I say, it's like this hanged man period. We're going from this old, like, kind of patriotic, way of materialism and, what we own and stuff like that, and very logic in our head. We're going from that energy into this soft, nurturing, love and kindness, harmonious energy, okay? Which has a very big, it's all about spiritual riches rather than material ones. So at this moment in time, we are just being asked to really focus, Like I say, a lot of people are calling this the Great Awakening. And when we wake up, you know what it's like when you wake up and you're in a new place and you're suddenly like, what? It takes your eyes some time to adjust. And this is it. We are being given the chance to truly focus, You know, a lot of times we look at something very quickly. We speed read. Everything is fast, fast, fast. Now we're being told to slow down. So last week when I done the video where they said, stop, look and listen, this is what they were asking us to notice, you know, to observe ourselves, to observe where we were feeling best. So there's a lot of thoughts, a lot of creativity. There's so much coming up for us, okay, that we cannot stop it. It's coming, you know, we cannot stop it. And these are areas of ourselves or our soul that we have not allowed ourselves to delve into in the past, because there has been other important things to do. You know, it's we need to pay the bills, or we need to do that, or we need to stick to that routine, or we never had the time to actually explore and investigate and invest. They're saying there, invest the time into ourselves and our soul. We didn't invest in that, you know, and this is what will bring us true riches. You know, any investment, if you think you make an investment for your future, for security in your future. And this is what they're saying, and this is what they're asking us to investigate as well. So it's really look at the thoughts you've been having, look at, you know, observe the way you've been thinking, observe the way you've been feeling. Because what they're saying to me, or what they said to me last night, is that now the world has kind of been put on pause. We are becoming more aware of our sixth sense. Okay, so we've all got our five senses, you know, our touch, feel, smell, you know, all of them. But because everything has stopped, and the sounds have stopped, and the constant chatter that was in our head, you know, the constant small talk that was there, you know, like blah, blah, blah all the time, you know, this was, we were surrounded by it on our way going to work. We were surrounded by it on the media. We were surrounded by it, you know, just all of the time. It was there. And what they're saying is, because that has stopped, it is allowing us to truly listen to that inner voice that is inside, you know, listen to our soul, you know, our sixth sense, our intuition is actually like now starting to have a voice. It's starting to be heard. The voice has always been there, but it's started to be heard. Now, last week I was talking to my cousin on the phone, and she doesn't really delve into this spiritual stuff. And I was reading something as I was talking to her, and I was about to ask her a question. And then she said to me, oh, yeah, I was thinking about doing that and blah, blah, blah. And I said, why did you just say that to me? And she said, well, because you asked me the question. And she said the question that I was going to answer. Now, I hadn't asked her it. I hadn't voiced it or any way, but she had picked up on it exactly word for word in how I was going to ask this question, you know, because she's taken the time. Now, this is a girl that usually gets up 5 o'clock in the morning, cleans all of her house, makes all of the food before it's the kids up to take them to work, to then do her horses too. This girl never stops. And she's taken this time to stop and realizing that, hold on, this isn't how I want my life. I want it in another way. So this is it. So our sixth senses, we're becoming more psychic. Now, you know, psychic isn't a lot of people say that we were born with a gift, you know, if we're psychic. And I don't believe that. I believe, you know, yes, being born was a gift. And yes, you know, having this intuition is a gift. But I don't believe it's just there for a certain few. I feel all of us have the ability to do it. But it's about turning the outside off and going inward, you know, that's the thing. Yes, some of us have strongest kind of psychic muscles already, but it's like, you know, somebody training for a marathon, you know, I could do it because, you know, I'm not trained in that. But if I put the work in and done that training, then, you know, I would be able to do it in the same way somebody else can. So this is our psychic ability. But what is happening now, because everything is stopping, and this is now like, yes, I can be seen now. You know, this is coming into play, and it's really coming in strongly. Have you noticed how many ethnicities there are and things like that? There's a lot of things. Things are happening very, very quick. You know, we think about something and then it's manifesting. And So hold on, I'm going to mention something else. They brought something else in there. So yeah, so our sixth sense is coming in. Okay, so we're being more alert, we're more sensitive to ourselves, to others. We're reading between the lines, we're starting to read the energy, we're starting to feel it. If anybody hasn't watched the movie The Celestine Prophecy, it's not that great a movie the way it's shot, but please watch it. The message in that is so, so strong. It's amazing. You know, please watch it. It explains a lot about these times. But we're also developing our seventh sense, and our seventh sense is to play, to be playful, to, like I say, go back to that child again and tell that child, yes, you have choices. You have so many choices. You know, you choose to pick now. You know, it's not dictated. You choose to pick. It's pick and mix. You can do and be whoever you want to be. So what they're saying as well is during this time, what we need to do is be patient. There's so many people going, I need to get this done. I need to get that done. I need to do this. I need to write this book. I need to, you know, all of that. Don't allow yourself to just be patient. You know, this isn't ending soon. So let it just come to you. Let it drop in. When it drops in, that is when you're more inspired. That is when it's easier. When we force anything, you know, it's the intent isn't right with it, you know. So it's just give yourself that time to just sit and be. Think about, ask the question, put that out. How would I like my life to change? You know, and wait for the answer to drop in. Because what Spirit said is at this moment in time, we have every single thing that we need at this moment in time. Okay, it might not be what we want, but they are giving us every single thing that we need. And the most important thing we need at this moment is rest, because we were burnt out. If you imagine like a motor, they were showing me an old motor that's constantly going and going and going and going. It gets tired. Yeah, it might still be working, but it's not at full performance. It's not working to the best of its ability. And this is why we're being told to rest, because, you know, we need to recharge. We were burned out. But this is an amazing opportunity for us, you know, so we need to be able to see that. As well, you know, think about your life before this happened. Think about it. Think about your day-to-day routine, you know, or whatever. And think, are you looking forward to that again? Are you looking forward to going into that? Or is there a little bit of a, oh God, I don't want that anymore, you know, because this is what it's been showing us. So, like I say, by looking back to the life we had before, it's always like BC, before Corona, you know, if we have a look at that, you know, then we can actually gauge on, is that what we want again? You know, if we don't, then now is the perfect time to start, you know, putting the feelers out there, seeing what it is we really want, because I feel this is showing us like our own mortality. It's showing us how valuable life is, you know, and to live a life rather than exist is honoring this gift of life that we have. To exist in it, that's not giving it honor. It's not seeing it as sacred. It's enduring, and we should never have to endure life. You know, we need to embrace it, and we need to evolve during it as well, you know. So at this time, it's saying, like, please have gratitude for exactly where you are now, you know, because there is grace in gratitude. And this is how Spirit are working with this. It's about us being graceful, you know, and graceful means thankful. You know, if you think, what do you conjure up when you say the word grace? You know, it's beautiful. You do it with grace and poise. And it's, you know, it's effortless, isn't it? You know, graceful. It's you gracefully glide across the floor. You don't even walk, you know, you glide, because that's what happens with grace, you know. And this is it, you know, it's like this sun on our face, you know, that is our saving grace, really. You know, so this is it. It's being thankful, being grateful for exactly where we are now, you know, and exactly for being given this opportunity. Because today, some wake up, you know, and today somebody's plans that they'd planned are not going to happen, you know. And this is it. People are losing their lives. So this should make us really see what a gift and what a blessing it is for us to not just have a life, but to also have a choice of how we want this life to be. Now, Abraham Hicks has talked about this whole situation, which is quite an interesting concept, is she's talked about this whole situation as a collective manifestation. That, all of us, I mean, how many times you get a Monday morning, people, on the tube, whatever, going to their place of work and, oh God, it's a bloody Monday. I wish my life was different. I wished I had time to do this. I wished I had time to read that book. I wish my life was different. How many people in their heads were thinking that? Now, thoughts become things. So if there's so many people thinking that, this is what has happened. So this is a collective manifestation to give us the chance of what we all wanted or what we all saying we wanted. And now we've got it. We're like, I don't know what to do with it. So it's see it as a gift. See the present moment as a gift that is being given to you from Spirit, okay? And it is saying to you, give yourself the gift of freedom and choice, because this is what this is all about. There's a bigger reason for it, okay? And like I say, you may say it's isolation, but it's not. This is a time for us to go internal, and it's beautiful and it's amazing. And I was feeling a bit shitty yesterday. I was like, proper met. And when they started talking to me, and I was just like, wow, and I started to get the excitement again, and I started to get the excitement about what the future is going to be like, and it's like, yes, this is it. We are living in amazing times, and we chose to be here at this time. We chose it. So that was a choice we made. And now we have a choice that we can create this in a way, how do we want to create our life, rather than buying this flat-packed IKEA life that is ready-made for us. Where's the fun in that, Where's the fun in that? Get out and be the master of your own destiny, and just build it colorful, authentic, full of thought, awe, and wonder. Thought, I don't know why they're saying thought there, So thought is like, this is isolation, isn't it? It's right, okay, isolation. This is like, I'm getting the picture in the Osho Zen Tarot there of isolation, where he starts to cry tears, but that actually breaks the ice mold that he was in, So this is it. It's time for us to thaw and to soar. This is it. I love it. I love it. Hold on. I'm just going to... Thank you, Magic. Can you just delete them out of there? So that was what came in last night. I'm going to see what everybody says, because I just went on one there. I didn't want to be distracted with it. So, right, okay. Sorry about that with my eyes going. That sometimes happens. I don't know if I looked any different, but I literally could hardly see the screen. It was like, whoa. It was like I was on a boat. Right. So let's... Day to day, it seems like a drag, but the time is going so quick. In weeks, it is. And it's not a drag if you think, what, when you're working and you're working like 12 hours a day or something, you think, oh God, I would love to just be at home and do nothing. We've got it. Do you send written tarot readings overseas? No, I don't. I do personal tarot readings, but I don't do written ones. Okay, but I do work overseas. I do work, I have clients all around the world. Yeah, the inner stuff is happening with me. Yeah, it's happening with everybody. We cannot hide it now. We cannot dodge it. We cannot swerve it. We cannot, it's coming. And that's it. I feel like I'm missing out on this. My life is not much different here. I still have to go to work, etc. Yeah, but it's, work will be different for you, Nicole, and don't feel like you're missing out. This is the problem. A lot of times within life, we have this fear of missing out. If we are present in every single present moment, we cannot miss anything. The way we will miss things out, or the way we will miss things, is by thinking I'm missing something, and then we're missing the point. So just being present and just being, that is when we are guaranteed not to miss out. We're not missing out anything there. Do you believe that all this can happen so people can listen to God? My idea of God is very different to probably what yours is, Judy, but I believe that there is a God inside of all of us. and it's this is what I feel we need to listen to, our higher self. I feel, on a higher level, that we are all the same. There's no separateness, there's no hierarchy, there's nothing like that. But until we start to listen to our own internal God, and I remember, I think it was John Lennon got slated with this, because he said, something about being God. And I get what he was meaning, because we all have like a God inside of us. And this is it. So I don't believe that there's a man sitting up there on a cloud. I don't believe that. I believe in universal energies and spirit that are always there guiding us. But I feel the God we need to listen to is the God inside of us, and truly listen to it, truly let it speak, not the God in our head, with the dogma and stuff like that. So yeah, I hope that's answered that. What good are options? My Christian parents say there's only one way, and that's what I need. I eventually want to just be there, dismissing all of their options. But that's it. That's your parents' choice to say that there's only one way, Kevin, but you have a choice to form your own path. We cannot live our lives for our parents. They had their time. They'd done what they wanted. I was talking about this yesterday with my housemate, talking about, one of my parents' lives, and how they then started to do the same with me, like, no, you can't do that. And it's like, look, you've had your life. So, there's an option. It doesn't mean you don't love them, but you don't have to stick to their rules, their old rules. Things are changing. And if they want to believe that is the way, then that's their prerogative. But that doesn't mean that you have to as well, and if they dismiss it, ask for their approval. Say, I'm going to do it anyway, but I would like this with your approval. If they don't give it, that's their bad, that's their bad. But we cannot be guilted into living a life, that is dictated by our parents or our family traditions or things like that. This is the new age. We are going into a new way of being that our parents don't know about in the same way we don't, so it's old, outworn things. It's like, look at fashions now. Sometimes we look at fashions from the 60s or 70s. I love them, but sometimes they were hideous. But at the time, people thought they were cool until they knew different. So this is the thing. Things are changing. So what worked for them isn't going to work for you, And if you're feeling like this, then it's not working for you. So this is what it's saying. This is time for us to step out, and know that the second we step into our truth and authenticity, people will see us, and we give people the permission to do that as well. And then we're going to have a world full of happy, colorful people rather than a world full of depression and people just trudging along. That wasn't working. And we say we want to get back to normal. Normal wasn't working. Look at the amount of suicides. Look at the amount of depression. Look at the amount of illness and everything that we had. That normal was not working. So we're now given a chance to actually change. Look at how people are now. Straight away, they're going to, like farmers markets. They're wanting fresh produce. They're wanting to be outside in nature. They're wanting to make music or make art or something like that. It's the call is coming up that we have always put down, but now it's time to listen to it. So, yeah, the world is changing, but for the better. It's not happening to us. It's happening for us, And there are people that live this way all of the time. Look at the animals in zoos. This is what they live like. These older people that we don't go and visit, This is how people often live. So this is it's shown us empathy as well, so we can think about other people as well, Make that phone call. Pop in on somebody to see how they are, because it's only when we start to realize it ourselves that we can have empathy for other people, So there's so much to learn in this time. So much to learn in this time. And I have those strong intuitions, and are usually very negative, like with my pets, etc. And something bad ends up happening. I don't like that. How do you know it's bad, Emma? Our perception put something, all there is really is energy, and we say whether it's positive or whether it's negative, so it's experience. We have experience of energy, and everything that we have, good or bad, whatever name we put on it, is an opportunity for us to learn and to move through things, And this was my mum. My mum, was very, very psychic, didn't like it. She said, I always seen bad. But she always seen something that was going to happen that she could have kind of stopped, So without her using that gift, then things that she deemed as bad might happen. But if we get it, there's a reason, right? Do we choose to have this carry on how it's going to, or can we actually change it? And this is what this is saying, our choice is we can change what we want. I like that flat back. So true. Well, there's a lot of people being deleted there. Right, is Sherry being hidden magic? I don't know why. There's never usually a problem with Sherry. I was feeling my life was crappy yesterday. Today I've returned back to my meditation and just spent the last 30 minutes on my visualization exercise. Think positive and change will come. Exactly. We have that choice. Do we stay in that shitty mood or do we do something that changes it? Every day we have choice. Hey, Bree. I wonder how many people are going to go back to their lives as they were before. I know I won't. Exactly, Mina. This is it. People are starting to say like, whoa, I don't want to go back to that. That isn't how I want it to be. So this is what they're saying. We're freer than we've ever been. We're being able to make choices here. Maybe it's a big wake-up call, a big reset for the world. No, maybe about it. It is exactly what it is. This is exactly what it is. You look back at it, man. It was being like drenched. It was undernourished, undervalued. It was malnutritioned. We were all, suffering from spiritual and emotional malnutrition. We were gasping for air without even knowing it. And now there's a virus come along that is making us gasp for air. So we're realizing the value of our breath and not realizing we have been in this suffocation state for many, many years. So now we're being given the chance to breathe again, and to value our breath, to really value it. When you breathe in, it's like, oh, wow, I can do that. I have the beauty and the privilege to be able to breathe that breath. Because like I say, somebody woke up today and didn't, somebody had their last breath today and they fought for that. We're being given it. So we should fight for the right to actually use that in the best way possible and honor this gift that we have of life. If we finish our karmic lessons in this birth, is there a next birth for the soul? Exactly. Of course there is. This is what it is. We're clearing old karma so that we can get, if we look at astrology, sorry, I'm going to have a cigarette because my eyes are going. So when we look at astrology, we have our south node and we have our north node. Okay. And it's almost like a timeline. So the south node is the karma that we bring into our lives from past lives, okay? And what we need to do is change that and get to our destiny, which is our north node. And depending on, where and when you were born or whatever, everybody has different ones. But currently we're in Capricorn Cancer, I think, within the world. So when we talk about our destiny, it's all of these karmic lessons that we keep getting within our life that take us on an evolution, almost like the Charles Darwin picture, the evolution of man. So each time we get a lesson or something bad happened to us or something like that, we evolve in a little way. If we take that lesson, if we don't, we keep going through it over and over again, and then wondering why we're still stuck. It's because we aren't moving on. We're not moving through these lessons. We're making the same ones and expecting different results. And that's the sign of insanity, according to Einstein. So, yeah. So what we are doing is we're clearing our old karma so that we can step into our new. This is, a lot of people have karmic relationships as well, and they mistake them as soulmates or something like that. And anybody that knows me knows I don't talk about soulmates, twin flames, and stuff like that. And we like, oh no, this is it. It's not. There's lessons to be learned. Then if we don't make the lessons, we don't learn the lessons, they will just come round and round again. Not everything is forever. Not everything is forever. And we have, like I say, we have this south node, north node, and it's letting go of what we came into this life with, letting go of the things we know, and actually going towards our true destiny. And when you can tick off everything that you're doing in your north node, then that is it. You're being authentic. You've learned the lessons, and you're being who you were put here to be. So people have different ideas about it. It's and it's it's quite simple, really. It really is. So I'm so sorry, Jacqueline. Please accept our love and condolences, and know that your father is at peace. I've like I say, I've spoke to many people who have transitioned, and not one of them have ever said they wanted to come back. So please know he's okay. Yeah, this is it. We're remembering who we are, but it's taken a lot of remembering, because there's so much shit has piled on that we need to fight through, Yeah, your dad can help you so much more from where he is as well, Jacqueline. Yes, Emma had strong intuitions that they would die or get lost. The thing is, with animals, they die, they die, and the same as humans, we're all going to die one day, and if they get lost and you are having it, it's like, right, okay, put precautions in to make sure that they don't, so we can always see this as warning. Spirit never give us anything to fuck with us or to fuck us up. They always give us something, that we need and to learn from. Yes, hi Tanya, glad to see you all alive and well in Ibiza. Thank you for your guidance. Oh yeah, I'm live and kicking in Ibiza. I had on Saturday, did anybody watch the Hacienda? The Hacienda in Manchester, they had a full day DJs on, and I had a proper little party in here by myself. It was great. I ended up getting Zoom on, and my cousin and her little girl were on, and yeah, we had a little dance here. I spent Saturday painting. Me and my housemate got some paints, and we just sat outside, and we were like kids. We were painting with our hands and everything, and it was just so beautiful to just allow that without even thinking this is what I'm going to paint. It was just get the paint on the board and just have fun with it. So yeah, it was amazing, just given permission to do that, to be a child again. We got trolls, have we? We always get trolls. So yeah, does anybody have any questions about that, what I said? Hey, Terry. Sorry about that, my head, it was all like, whoa. The lockdown is making us go back to the simple things in life. Yeah, be a child again, love it. That's it. When I grow up, I want to be a child. That is what is there, and if we look at, there's so much that we can do and we can embrace as well. Look at everybody. Oh God, I want to go to the beach. I want to go, how often did you do that beforehand? It's like, we really need to see this value and see how our lives can be so much richer than what they were before. And it's not about material, it's about, these spiritual and emotional riches, where we thrive, not just survive, because life is not just about surviving. What is the point? What is the point in just fighting to survive all of the time? We're meant to thrive. we're meant to enjoy it. As Alan Watts says, we're meant to dance and sing and everything through it, you know. I've noticed my sense of humour is coming to the surface more. Can't be bad. Yeah, this is it, you know, to laugh at things. We took so much for granted, Danny. We did. We took so much for granted, you know, and now we're being reminded of, you know, what it is. I mean, so many people I'm looking and, you know, they're baking bread and they're baking and they're cooking and they're really, you know, grabbing this energy, you know, of care and nurturing and all of that. I mean, look at I read a thing yesterday about all of the countries in the world who are doing this amazingly, you know, who have really got it sussed. And they all have women leaders. And I'm not saying women are better than men. I believe, you know, that we're both equal. That is the thing, we're equal. But we need that feminine energy to be in with that masculine energy as well. We need this balance, you know, and when we get this balance and we get that balance right, that is when magic happens, you know? Yeah, I live in Ibiza, Davy. Yeah. Hi, Jan. Yeah, we need to express it at all time. Gratitude, we do. And, you know, like I say, they said with me, grace comes with gratitude. You know, this is how we are graceful. When lockdown is lifted, enjoy the birds, sing and walk instead of taking the car, smell the roses, find the beauty. It's all around us. We can do that. You know, we can do that now. So many people I'm talking to are mentioning the bird song, you know, and this is it. We're getting into our heart. We've been in our head too much and our head doesn't work. You know, it's our heart. You know, no, I'm not in San Antonio, baby. Don't jump back on the speed train. Jump off and walk. Be mindful, love, and be kind to each other. Putting the human heart back into humanity. Exactly. You know, this is it. People are good people. People are good people. You know, we've just been, you know, on this being pushed in different directions, you know, but people are genuinely good people. I got a message. I'm not going to read it because it was my friend's message yesterday. He got given a message off somebody, which God, it was so beautiful. And it was something 10 years ago he'd said to somebody and they remembered it and they got back in touch, you know, and it was just so beautiful to see it. Yeah, the birds are loud. The birds are singing sweeter and louder than what they did before. You know, the animals are loving it, man. And this is at the beginning. Spirit said to me, watch the animals and watch nature and see how they're handling this. And the animals are absolutely loving it. Oh, thank you, Victoria. Thank you. That's much appreciated. Fellow Geordie. I got a beautiful, those of you, I don't know if you'll be able to understand Geordie, but somebody sent me a message the other day and it just really made me smile. I'm going to get it. It's all wrote in Geordie. So if you need translation, I will, but hopefully you can get it. And it says, now big seems important during times like this. You know what it is. It's the little daft things you miss. Step out the bigger picture and smaller things hit you. Things you took for granted, you cannot wait to happen again. You never know what you've got till it's there no more. This time it's different, and now what I'm grateful for. But when this is all our, it's happening, knee hoping, get yourself prepared because I'm coming, arms open wide. I'm proper missing you. And it was just so lovely to see that. But if anybody needs a translation, I think you can kind of get it. But Geordie is a strange language. Oh, why is everybody getting deleted? What's going on? My iPad. It is. Yeah, it's, you know, this is it. It's, life is good, man. You know, life is good. And it's, you know, you feel it. I was watching yesterday as well. There was Dr. Bruce Lipton. I don't know if any of you have heard of him. I posted it on the Love Buddha Lounge, I think. If I didn't, I will. And he's talking about the cells in our body and how our immunity gets damaged. Because if we are trying to protect, our cells cannot protect themselves and grow at the same time, you know, so we cannot do it. And he was saying that we all have disease inside of us, But it's when our immune system comes, then that gives it free rein to come out and play, you know. I love your Geordie accent. Yeah, I've had to tone it down a little bit on this. I really, really have. So, right, I pulled a card. Hi, Divine. I pulled a card and I haven't read what it's going to say. It was just beforehand, but I really want to pull a few cards as well just to see. But this is the one that I pulled today. And like I say, I never read it. It was just before. I don't know if you can see that. It's beautiful anyway. This bloody light. Right. So it's called The Ever Unfolding Rose. And it's funny because I wrote, many of you had seen this last week when I wrote that I was looking at a beautiful rose in my garden and I was sitting watching it. And as the petals, it was almost like I seen the petals unfold. And then I said, the rose petal art teaches me how to open my heart. That's funny. And then I've just seen this and there's such a beautiful picture of a rose. So this is what the message is with this one. Right, okay, so I don't know, can you see it there? Cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. The challenge of life is to keep your heart open when you most want to close it, to let life crack you open, to open through hurt and loss, to allow what is fallen away to fall away. Being human is a courageous act. A life well lived is full of losses and tragedies as much as triumphs and adventures. Wherever you find yourself at the moment, life is coaxing you to keep your heart open, no matter how much it hurts, to continually unfold and to let life crack you open. Perhaps you are going through a difficult time right now. Instead of cursing the difficulty, see it as a blessing. To open yourself up to the truth that perhaps, as hard as it may be, life is happening for you and not to you. And one day in the not too distant future, you may just bless the thing that broke you down and cracked you open because the world needs you open. Now is the time to go gently, to treat yourself like a tender, sweet baby, to wrap yourself in a blanket and trust that the mother has you cradled in her arms. The seas may not be all smooth sailing, but you are safe and you are held. One day, not too far from today, you will look back at the transformation and be blown away by the poetry of life. Everything is going to be okay. Let it crack you open. And wow, what a beautiful, beautiful card that. And pretty much everything that I've just said that. And that was the thing I wrote. I wrote on my personal Facebook the other day. You know, a lot of us are like, oh yeah, I'm stuck in the house. Why don't we change the word safe in my house? You know, we're in our house for a reason. You know, we're in our house for a reason, so it's we don't get sick, you know, and we are away from danger. So rather than see it as I'm stuck in, it's like I am safe. By using different words, we can completely change our experience with this, you know. And I feel, you know, it's not like, yeah, people are dying, it's people are surviving, you know, as well. It's the same thing, you know, but it's just how we look at it. And this is it. Are we looking at, like, if we're looking through a magnifying glass, which side are we looking from? Are we looking and seeing the small little picture, the narrow-minded picture? Or are we seeing the bigger one, you know, and seeing the beauty that always exists, even when there's tragedy, you know? Like I say, Jacqueline there's just lost her father, but has still been able to see the beauty in this, you know, and that is true courage. And that is keeping a heart open when your heart wants to close down, you know. So well done there, Jackie. That's a message and a lesson for all of us today. This time has been a godsend. I can't waste any more years. Exactly. We were wasting it. We were wasting our lives. You know, now we're realizing how precious it is, how precious a commodity life is. And we've all got that. And what Spirit said to me yesterday as well, sorry, they've just reminded me of that. They're talking about our well-being and being well. And what they said is when we are well, we have an unlimited source of resources, like a well, you know, like a thingy well, you know, there's always water at the bottom of it. And this is it, you know. So when we are well, this is when we have unlimited resources, you know. We're happier, we smile more, our brow is less furrowed, you know. I tell you what is the amazing thing is when I'm looking at, you know, at people's pictures and everything on Facebook and whatever, the fact is none of them can have the work done at the moment, you know. None of them can, you know, have their Botox, their this, their hair done or whatever, yet people are looking softer and more beautiful than what they've ever done, you know. People are not wearing makeup now, it's not becoming the thing, you know. They're not putting it on, they're being there natural, and this is showing the true them. They're not hiding behind these masks of makeup or whatever, they're being the true them, and that is so beautiful, you know. And it doesn't matter if there's the odd wrinkle or what, because, you know, it tells a story, you know. It's not everybody just all this, oh, look at how perfect I am, because life isn't perfect, but it's perfectly imperfect, as is every single one of us, you know. So this is the beauty, this is why I'm excited with it. I can see what is going on, you know, I can see it, and it's beautiful. And yeah, we have just been surviving, we've not been thriving, Victoria. Tanya, I'd be glad to get my greys covered again. Let your greys come out. I'm actually gutted because I haven't got any grey hair, like none. You know, and I keep like, is it coming yet? Is it coming? And it's never got it. You know, if I had grey, I would let it grey. It would save me keep using this, you know, the blonde on it. But yeah, you know, let the grey come. It's beautiful. Have you not seen all of the people embracing their grey hair? I love it. Yeah, I really do. Yeah, it's just, I love the beauty of this and everything. And oh, now I really want to read a poem that I read yesterday. Stop showing off because you've got no grey hair. I don't know how I'm not showing off, Jacqueline. I don't know how I haven't. I keep saying, is there any grey? You know, and there's none. You know, there's none. It's like, I don't know how. Maybe my hair's not attached to me. So right, what cards do I want to? Because I really want to read a poem that I read yesterday. I'm glad you're excited. It makes us excited too. Yeah, it is. It's great. It's like, this is what I've been waiting for. Right, I'm going to read a universal love one because we like these ones. And yeah, there was a poem. I posted it on my social media yesterday, and it was by Jeff Brown, writing by Jeff Brown, who is amazing, you know. Oh, right. Okay, that one fell out, but I'm gonna. That's interesting. Right. Okay. Whoa. Right. Okay. So right, there's three come out. I'm going to read the three, so I mightn't do the poem today. Right. So yeah, and this week I have been visited. I actually yesterday morning I woke up. I thought, oh, I'm not going to die, am I? I've been visited by all of my family that are in the spirit world, like every single one of them, even down to my dog over the last 3 nights. And last night, my baby came through. My child that didn't actually live, and she came through as well at 4:44 this morning. And it's like, wow. So the last 3 nights, they've all been there. And yeah, the spirits are a lot closer to us at the moment as well. I shared your poem from Instagram. You wrote, "Be love." All right, thank you for that. Right, okay. So there's 3 cards. They fell out. The first one is the Goddess. Then we have reflection, and then we have healing sounds. So I'm going to see what these say. So there's 3, and maybe I'll leave the poem for another day because there's too many words. Or is there too many words? I don't know. There can never be too many words, I don't think. Right, okay, so the Goddess. Right, there you go. You see it? That really reminds me, has anybody ever seen the movie 5 People You Meet in Heaven with John Voight? Oh God, what an amazing movie. It reminds me of the girl in that, and I've just seen it there. So this is, look at the image and note the feelings that emerge. The lady in the picture with the moon reflecting behind her is here to remind you of your intuitive and creative power that has somewhat faded over the past months. There is much to be gained by reconnecting with your innate creative power, for it is the very essence of life and creation. All it takes is for you to look inside. Intuition, creativity, and reflection are your three greatest tools. With them, you can anticipate, respond to, and draw wisdom from the world around you. Pay attention to what you feel in your heart and let your inner goddess shine through you. She holds the power of the entire universe, and as such, so do you. Boom. This is exactly what I've just been saying. Right, so then we have reflection. I should just read the cards. Right, okay, so here. Consider all you have accomplished. Remember what you were like 5 years ago or 10 years ago. Look back and you'll realize how far you have come. Acknowledge the experience that have helped you get where you are. Hopefully you will see that even painful or unpleasant events served a purpose. Reflection is the way of meaningful living. In the quiet of the dawning, watch your world unfold. Draw out the wisdom, detach from all that is not truth, and delight in revelation. Stand before the glory of life and reflect. Only you know how far you have traveled and be where you are. Everything turns golden with the passing of time, like autumn leaves that fall to the ground, filling the tapestry of our lives with beautiful colours. And this is it, look back at what we've endured and see how much we've grown and see where we want to go. This is it. We've got through worse than this. And then the last one is here, healing sounds. And this says, a lady holds a crystal sphere through which she can access ancient healing sounds. Your ears cannot hear these sounds, for they are the vibrations of spirit, but their healing resonance is felt on a spiritual level and infuses and nourishes every cell within your body, every notion of your mind, and every element of your soul. Over the next few days, find a crystal that you are drawn to. You don't need to be an expert on crystals, just pick one intuitively. Try to find one that is small enough to carry with you. Hold it gently in your hands with your eyes closed. Relax and feel the healing energy radiating from it. Each crystal has a frequency and healing quality that is felt on a cellular level. So yeah, if you've got crystals, get them out, get the crystals out, because, this is it. Everybody's talking about the music is soothing and healing, and so many people are making music and creating it. And, we can go on, we can see gigs from all over. I mean, Saturday, that Hacienda thing from Manchester, it was full 12 hours, of just music in your own place. This is amazing what's actually happening here. It really, really is, and we've got to see this, but this is it. Realize, when somebody mentioned before about the God, it's the God and Goddess within us. That is the creativity, that is the truth, that is the honesty. Look back, and reflect, before we release the old way of being. You look back and it's like, yeah, bid it a fond farewell, because the new way is coming for us. This is what they talked about, saying the new age, and this is it. Get your crystals and your music and feel it, feel it. Sound bowls, yeah, they're amazing. Okay, so in floods, after these 3 cards, time to rebuild my life. Not go a crystal, but I do have a cross and a rose quartz bracelet. That's all you need, Jacqueline. And I'm sorry for tears, but maybe that's the release that you needed. I have to say something, because the ether is lighter. We are not used to it, and we should also work on being grounded. Yes, what I talk about all the time, Linda, where we're rising in vibration, but we've got to keep our feet on the ground. I mention that all of the time. So I have said it's about being neutral. We cannot go to all these conspiracies. We cannot go too much into the spiritual. We need to keep neutral with this. So yeah, I feel the messages are so on point, and there's so much that's just forcing us into truth, and at the end of the day, truth is all there is, and this is what we're discovering. We're discovering our own truth. So I am going to read somebody's just tagged me in something, and it says no new COVID-19 deaths in Balearic Island as Ibiza clinic becomes first in Spain to use pioneering ozone therapy. Nostradamus actually said at the end of the world he would want to be on Ibiza. So yes, so I'm going to read this truth one because I love it, and it's by Jeff Foster. If you don't follow him, amazing guy. Honestly, this guy has just, I'm like, do the Wayne's World, I'm not worthy, whenever he posts, because he is amazing. And this is what he posted this week. And he said, "Tell your fucking truth. I have seen miracles happen when people just tell the truth. Not the nice truth, not the truth that seeks to please or comfort, but the wild truth, the feral truth, the inconvenient truth, the tantric truth, the fucking truth. The truth you're afraid to tell, the horrible truth about yourself, that you hide in order to protect others, to avoid being too much, to avoid being shamed and rejected, to avoid being seen. The truth of your deepest feelings, the rage you have been concealing, controlling, pasting over, the terrors you do not want to speak, the sexual urges you've been trying to numb, the primal longings you cannot bear to articulate. Finally, the defenses break down, and this unsafe material emerges from deep within the unconscious. You can't hold it back anymore. The image of the good boy or nice girl evaporates, the perfect one, the one who has it all figured out, the evolved one. These images burn. You tremble, you sweat, you come close to vomiting. You think you might die doing it, but finally you tell the fucking truth, the truth you are deeply ashamed of. Not the abstract truth, not the spiritual truth, not a carefully worded truth designed to prevent offense, not a neatly packaged truth, but a messy, fiery, sloppy human truth, a bloody, passionate, provocative, sensual, untamed and unvarnished mortal truth, a shaky, sticky, sweaty, vulnerable truth, the truth of how you feel, the truth that lets another person see you in the raw, the truth that makes one gasp, the truth that makes your heart pound. This is the truth that will set you free. I have seen chronic depressions and lifelong anxieties lift overnight. I have seen deeply embedded traumas evaporate. I have seen fibromyalgia, lifelong migraines, chronic fatigue, unbearable back pain, bodily tension, stomach disorders vanish and never return. Of course, the side effects of truth aren't always this dramatic, and we don't step into our truth with the result in mind. But think of the massive amounts of energy it must take to repress our animal wildness, numb our feral nature, suppress our rage, tears, and terror, uphold a false image, and pretend to be okay. Think of all the tension we hold in the body and the damage it does to our immune systems when we live in fear of coming out. Take the risk of telling your truth, the truth you are afraid to tell, the truth you fear will make the world run. Find a safe person, a friend, a therapist, a counselor, yourself, and let them in. Let them hold you as you break down. Let them love on you as you weep, rage, quake with fear, and generally make a mess. Tell your fucking truth to someone. It might just save your life, heal you from deep within, and connect you to humanity in more ways than you ever imagined. And that to me is just so, so beautiful. And this is it. Let it crack you open. Let it break you, because that is where the light gets in. Rumi said that, So yeah, I feel that's all I've got to say about that. I keep getting that Forrest Gump thing. But yeah, and this is it. This is not just me saying it, that what is beautiful and what I'm finding so much validation and solace in is that there's so many people all over the world that are having the same channelings, that are having the same messages, that are seeing the same visions, and this is realizing we're more connected than we ever were, more connected. And even social media and everything like that, we're using it in a beautiful way now, rather than abusing it. The abuse has stopped, and this is it. It's, how we use this life, how we use ourselves, how we use our words, how we use our heart, and this is what we're meant to do. So yeah, it's an amazing, amazing time. So I'm like, it's a big sigh there. It's just like, oh, that's, when you just feel things like just fall away from you, and this is what's happening. So, right. So if has anybody got any questions with that before I go? Because I've pulled cards, I've done channelings, I've read a poem, I've done a lot, and I've just hung out a bit. So anybody have anything to ask me? Let's go. Yeah, that's it. We cannot run from the truth. It's always there, and the truth is all there is. There's a great song by Handsome Boy Modeling School, which talks about that. When did Jeff Foster post that? I think it was the 6th of April. I read it yesterday. Yeah. So the world is good, and I've just been alerted to my crystal. So this is my crystal for the next couple of days. It's beautiful. I don't know if you can see. It's got like little rainbow bits in and that as well. I always have it next to me. It's gorgeous. Yeah. So nobody have any questions? No. Right. Okay then. That's it. Thank you for being here. If you want to join my page on Facebook, it's Love Buddha Lounge. And I do post. I haven't been posting all of the time on there, but I do. I'm more active on there than what I am on here. But I just wanted to pop in every now and then. I'm not going to do every day again because it was getting too much. But yeah, I'm here. Yeah, okay, Jacqueline. Thank you. Is Hendrix okay? Was it another dog? Yeah, Hendrix is fine. I mean, he's just ruling the roost here. He thinks I'm just here to feed him frankfurters and take him out whenever he wants. But yeah, it was my dog from years ago, a dog called Storm, that was alive when my daughter was a baby that came, which was strange. So thank you for shining your light. It's what I do best. And this is it. When I said before that we're getting rid of all this stuff and we're just clearing, it's all of these like dark shadows, these shadowy places that stopped us from shining, our brightest. Wherever there were shadows, we weren't shining our brightest. And this is what we've got to do, because it's our time to shine, and you shine when when you're feeling the love. This is it, and it is all around, yesterday I was looking and the spirit alerted me to a picture of mine and it says love is all you need, but it was blocked off. And they said to me, love is all you, so we are love. This is what we are, we are love. And we need to remember that. And that's all we need to do. Just remember love at all times. Remember love, and that is and eat sweet corn as well. I don't know why Spirit keep telling me all the time, eat sweet corn. Sweet corn is really good for us, apparently. So yeah, eat that. So I'm going to go and I will speak to you all soon. So yeah, feel the love, man, and then pass it on as well. We have this unlimited well full of it, so yeah, give love to everything. Have a fabulous day. Satnam.